So getting started with Chapter 2. Again, in Chapter 2 we're going to be working with the family mold design. To ensure that we have everything set up, if we didn't already go through Chapter 1, just the mold workflow tutorial, we're just going to go through here and quickly make sure we have our tutorial project selected as our project folder, and under configure our content center libraries, we're just going to again ensure that we do have the proper libraries installed and selected. In this case, it's the mold library that we'd be looking for. So as long as that's checked, we're good to go. So again, in this chapter, we're working with the family of mold items. So we have to go ahead and, of course, just get into our mold environment. Once again, under my metric tab, I'm going to find my mold design IAM file. Again, really what this is going to do, it's going to launch the environment for me and bring up all of the necessary tools and tabs that we're going to need to work with. So the first thing we're going to do now that this is already up and running is we're going to bring in our first plastic piece. In this case, we're going to be looking at the mobile top here, and we're going to go ahead and bring that in. So we're going to quickly bring that in. Hit F6 on the keyboard here, and we're going to bring in the second piece. In this case, it's going to be the bottom. And I'm going to just place it in my design right about here. So much like we did in Chapter 1, now that we have both parts inside the file, we need to go ahead and select our orientation for these parts to one another. So I'm going to quickly go through and select the orientation of the second part I brought in. I'm going to make sure we're aligned with the axis, and then I'm going to go through and flip the part itself and select Done. Now with that created, we can go through and also adjust the position of our parts at the same time. By selecting our Part 1 and the edge we want to use for positional respects, and our second part at the same time, again selecting an edge, we have the ability to add offset values in our UI up top. So here I'll just put a distance of 120 millimeters from one another and 0 for my Y offset. So if I go ahead and select OK on this, and again we look at that orientation, we can see we're in much better alignment